So we've begun the process of lifting our sourwood up, not because the flow is over, but because we don't want what we have to become contaminated. These supers still have a little bit of room in them, so we could leave them on till the tail end, which is only maybe 5 or 6, 7 days away. But what happens some years is that towards the tail end, the bees also start adding sumac and other things that I don't even know what it is. And it adds color and a different flavor to the sourwood. So what we're going to do is lift up what we have, which is really clean and clear and, high percentage of sourwood, and put an empty super underneath to catch the tail end. And that way, if that last super gets a little contaminated with other stuff, it's okay. It's not our entire crop. And we will put escapes above that single super, of course, and put all these supers that are full of sourwood above it. Again, not because they're entirely full, because there is a little bit of room left in them, but because we don't want what's here to become contaminated with other stuff as the sourwood flow wanes off. We've been through about half of our outfit at this point. We've gone through all the southern yards, and we're now working yards around the shop, which this is one of them. And down south, they still made a little honey, but it had nothing to do with sourwood, and that's okay. Mountain wildflower is valuable in our store. People coming in want to have local honey, so it's all good. And then right in this area, right around our shop, it's switching over to actually being sourwood, and we're seeing very little contamination. And then as we go north, earlier today we were north of the shop up around Clayton, just 5 miles north, and it was very clear up there. And we did the same thing. We lifted up what was already there above escapes and put an empty below so what we had wouldn't become contaminated. And that's the game we play with sourwood. It's a lot of work, and we don't mind it really. Every once in a while on video I kind of sound like I'm complaining, but I kind of like playing the game, trying to get the best sourwood we can. We've seen several beekeepers coming into our area from other areas, South Georgia, Florida, Middle Georgia, coming into our area to try to catch sourwood. And it's interesting to see that they bring their bees in a week or two early and set them down and put empty supers on, and then come back at the tail end to pick up what sourwood they've made. And what they don't understand is that they're going to have a little bit of other stuff in there. Is it a big deal? It depends on whether you're trying to get the highest dollar or not. It's excellent honey. Sourwood with anything is good honey. In the first couple of years I made sourwood, I didn't understand the value of it, and I let the entire season run together. It was extremely good wildflower honey, but of course I lost the sourwood value for the sourwood portion. And that's all we're trying to do, is just keep the sourwood separate and as clean as possible so we can get the high dollar for it. In our store, sourwood brings a premium retail, and people come in to seek it out, so we do the best we can. There's no such thing as pure anything. I've had my sourwood tested twice over the years, and each time it was 93%, and exactly the same both years, oddly enough. 93% pure anything's pretty high. Some years I'm sure it was much lower than that. You can tell by the color and the taste, but we just do the best we can, and some years it's better than others. When it comes in really, really heavy, it tends to be lighter and more of that premium, buttery, nutty, vanilla, whatever you call it, taste. And when it comes in slow, poor years, you get a little more other things added into it, and it's not quite so premium. And guess what? We can still put a sourwood label on it and sell it, but we just also try to make the customers understand what they're buying, how it could be a little bit mixed. By law, it only needs to be 51% of a given variety or more in order to call it that, and I feel like I need to have 80% or more at least to call it sourwood. That's what we shoot for anyway. And if we can't do it, and if it's 50-50 sourwood, we'll literally put a sourwood/wildflower label on it. It's great honey. It still sells well. So I don't have a huge problem with that, but it's just fun to really try to make the best we can. Now, another interesting thing is happening right now. The bees are actually continuing to bring pollen in. Usually we are in a total pollen dearth right now. I guess it's because of all the rain we've had. So many flowers and plants are producing pollen that perhaps normally don't when it's a drier season. So this is a good thing. You know, usually in July our bees really slow down on brood rearing, and actually I gotta admit that they have slowed down quite a bit. But because there's some pollen coming in, I think we're going to have a little bit more brood than normal going into the 1st of August, which is a good thing. The bees are looking good, they're looking healthy and happy and producing honey. Today is the, let's see, let me look at my phone here. Today is the 16th of July. And in this particular location, I usually think of the sourwood flow being over between the 20th and the 23rd of July. So it's coming close to the end right here. As we go north, it'll be a little later, of course. And tomorrow and the next day, we'll be up well north of the shop, doing the same thing, lifting up what sourwood is present and giving them an empty super underneath. And also makes it easier when it comes time to get all of the crop off. We've already got a head start and some of it's already off. So it's kind of tricky playing this game, and luckily we have this south-north and higher and lower elevation thing going on. The yards that are south of the shop are completely over. Even if they were making sourwood, it would be over on this day. And then up north, you know, they're only halfway through it, so it works. It actually works all year long in the spring, the fall, and we have this different timing of the different regions of our outfit. In the spring, things happen earlier, the maple starts earlier, the splitting starts earlier, and then in the fall, it's just the opposite. You know, the bees go into winter earlier, we have to get the feeding done earlier, so in the spring we play a south to north game, and then in the fall we play a north to south game. It works for us. I would not want to have to get my whole outfit treated and fed at the exact same time. It'd be a little bit problematic for us. I'm sure we'd get it done, especially with this back to the sourwood. You know, it really helps trying to keep our sourwood as pure as possible. This south to north thing, the starting and ending dates are so different. So in our videos we show us creating these extra entrances for swarm control and stuff. And this shows how many bees get used to using that extra entrance. So we'll just make a crack right under the escape and they'll find their way in. Of course, we can't have any cracks in the stacks of honey supers. We don't want them finding their way in that. That'll work. And honestly, the extra entrances at this point are not necessary at all. But it's been raining a lot, so I don't want these bees being stuck on the outside of the colonies. The rain might kind of take them out. So this yard was okay all in all. It wasn't our best spot, but...
Right. But there was a super one.
Yeah, they averaged better than some yards. And I'm really anxious to go up north and see what those bees have been doing, because that's where we were really making sourwood. Yeah, I'm happy with these bees. John, it feels like it's going to rain pretty soon.
I know,
it's getting overcast.
Like, I think it might be.
I'm definitely anxious to look in these colonies. We're getting into the region of our outfit where they were making honey fast the last time we were here. We were very optimistic. We put 2 empties on top of 2 that were already here that were sort of full. And I'm very curious to see if they kept on making honey at the rate they were. I kind of don't think so, because some of the other colonies that we've looked at south of here seem like they made a bunch of honey and then kind of slowed way down. Hopefully these guys didn't slow down. Not sure what to expect.
Yeah, they got some in that.
You got some weight in that 4th box? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a little less than half.
Okay, so same routine. I want to lift all of this honey up and put an empty underneath and then put an escape board over the empty, just like we did in the last yards. So, Jason, we're going to back up closer. We're going to need empties on probably every one of them. That's some nice looking color there, John.
I know, it's
That's the right color. That's exactly the right color.
Yeah, that's good.
Selena, do me a favor. Take out the very outside comb and see if they're putting any color other than Sourwood in there. No, that's pure, hate to use the word pure, but I'd say that's pure Sourwood. There is no other color at all in there. That's good news. So I think we're here we're doing a good thing, getting all this isolated in case they put any other stuff in there. Okay, so on goes an empty. It's a sticky empty too. This was spring honey that got extracted, so it's sticky. They'll jump right on that super. And John, I want to look in your top box and see if there's any color other than Sourwood in that top box. Okay, that's good news. They're not plugged out, but that's okay. Okay. Get one of those brand new combs. You can really see if it's got any color in it. Yeah, either one of those. Yeah. Oh, it's splashing. Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good color.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, I like seeing that splash too.
Splash is awesome.
Splash is awesome. And that's such a strong colony. There's a good chance they'll fill that empty super real nicely before we get back here. So today is, what is today? Today's Wednesday. So we'll be back here in about 3 or 4 days to get these off. And at that time we can tell if they need another. I hesitate to even say it, but hopefully they'll fill that super up when we come back to get these off.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to plug that up, yeah. Although, you know, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say do it, but you know, because there's a honey flow, they probably won't go in and rob that stack, but I still want you to plug it. I don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, man. Those last couple hours in the night, there you go.
Yeah, that'll work. Well, maybe. You might need a bigger... There you go. You can do it, John. You might get a little thicker piece there. I think that's a little too small. So they've obviously continued to make honey since we were here a week ago. I was hoping for just a teensy bit more, but I cannot complain. This is okay.
There we go.
There you go. That'll work. You always wish for a little more. We've had some rain, several days actually. Kind of slowed things down a bit. They're still making honey, so I'll look at one more and then I'll put the camera away. These poor guys that work for me, they have to just put up with me doing the camera. So this is okay. Yeah. Oh, look at the color, or lack of it. It's just super clear. Yeah, they got a little bit of room, but it's not a lot. You know, a lot of people don't realize that ideally you don't want your supers to get completely full before you put on another super, because they need extra cells to kind of bring in nectar and ripen it. So it's ideal to have at least a little bit of extra cells in the combs left before you put on another super. And they're right at the edge of that, so I mean our timing today is actually pretty good. All the boxes had some honey in them, so we did okay. Noisy spot, huh, Selena?
Oh yeah, they did great.
That Highway 441 out there? Yeah, go ahead. That's the drawback to escapes. You got to lift them twice, unless you're Ian Stepler and you have one of those easy lifts. We do it the old-fashioned way. I do like using escapes though. When I used to travel out of town, I did not use escapes because it meant 2 trips. But, you know, now that we're just staying closer to home, I like the escapes. Rather than fume boards.
These are the beekeeper perks right here.
Burr comb.
Fresh comb.
Jason, this is like candy, I swear.
It is.
I know you don't eat much honey, but just chew on that comb. Just take a big bite out of that.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Very clean.
That's good.
It's about as good as it gets.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this colony did a good job.